What up? It's your boys, Pat and Connor, back again for another game night from the Quick Sixer Collective. If you like this, go ahead and check out all the other shows that we have on the channels and on the podcast websites and subscribe to all of those. Check them out, love them, whatever you got to do. But anyways, this is game night. It's your boys, Pat and Connor. And, you know, it's not some Quick Sixer shit unless we're drinking. So I have some beers. This is that high pitch mosaic IPA from Highwire. Highwire is cool. I think are they local? Fuck. I should have looked that up. God damn it. No. Maybe? No. I'll figure it out. Asheville. Yeah, I should have known that. Anyways, what's up, Connor? Before I talk about what we're going to talk about, what's going on?
Not much, man. What's up with you? You've been playing any new games or anything lately?
Oh, we'll get into that. That's definitely on the to-dos. Talking about this episode.
Trying any new beers lately?
Oh yeah, tons of new beers, always. This one I've had before. I have another one on deck that I might not get to, but we'll talk about it real quick. It's the Founder Centennial IPA. I don't think I've tried this one, but I like this Highwire one, and I'm bringing one for you because you boys are meeting up in Ozarks. You know, we're trying to get our money laundering on. So
living that Arkansas life for a week.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a tasty treat. Love that. All right, so it's February. It's Black History Month. And so we wanted to talk about something that's pretty cool. Actually, someone who's pretty cool. And it's based on this. It's going to be the whole basis of this episode. So for those of you guys don't know, which probably most people or a lot of people, I'd say, I want to talk about this guy, Jerry Lawson. If you look at the cover art of this episode, at least on the YouTube version, on the Switch on the channel is a picture of Jerry, which is it's kind of funny. But fuck it. Anyway, Jerry Lawson, or Gerald Anderson Lawson, born in Brooklyn, New York in 1940, ended up designing, or he's known for his work designing the Fairchild Channel F, which I've never played. It's like
I've never heard of it, but
yeah,
it looks like an old timey game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. If you think about like what Atari and shit looked like back in the day, kind of looks something like that. Actually, I ended up working at Atari, but or on Atari games, I mean. But yeah, he's known for Fairchild Channel F, video game console, as well as leading the team that pioneered commercial video game cartridges. So if it wasn't for Jerry Lawson, basically we wouldn't have modern video games, I think, or at least it would take it longer to get there.
Yeah, or they would just look really different. It'd be some sort of different form, right? I mean, that's the way a lot of products have come about. So if it wasn't this, something else, but it would be a very different type of landscape, I think.
Yeah. So this, I guess what we're talking about is like basically the 8-track version of the iPod that is today, but
I mean, like Switch is still making cartridges and stuff. I mean, I'm sure it's different than the Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo, NES, older thing. I don't know. That's a good question. I was gonna, do you know that the cartridges are battery powered?
What, like the Switch and all those?
Well, I don't know about the Switch ones, but the like Nintendo 64,
they
NES cartridges and stuff. Yeah, it's like battery powered, because the memory, like flash memory or whatever at the time. I think that's why they didn't even do cartridges, right? The consoles came preloaded with games, similar with like, like those special bundle type deals, like the little mini NES and everything. But he must have been the guy, I guess, partly responsible for coming up with like, hey, let's throw a battery in this thing and have it completely powered, and then we can store save states in there.
Yeah. Which it's kind of crazy, dude. Like, so he in 1970 he joined Fairchild Semiconductor in San Francisco as an applications engineer, and eventually, while I was there, he helped create early coin operated arcade game Demolition Derby, which I'm pretty sure I've played, which is kind of crazy.
I don't know. I don't think I have, but I was thinking about that earlier, thinking like, what would this game be? Would it be any fun? I don't know. I don't know if Demolition
Probably
Derby. I
not.
mean, Demolition Derby is a fun video game.
Yeah, concept,
I don't
but
know if it translates well to arcade games. I'm very curious to see what it
yeah.
would look like from back in the day.
Okay, so and then in 1975, using Fairchild's F8 microprocessors, Demolition Derby was among, I guess, the earliest microprocessor driven games. So it sounds like, oh, and then mid 70s, Lawson became chief hardware engineer and director of engineering and marketing at Fairchild Video Game Division. So basically, dude, it's crazy. Like, this dude was in, it says like this is based mostly on his Wikipedia page, but like this dude was like in the same circles as like Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak.
Yeah, well, it says in there that he interviewed Wozniak or whatever and said and turned him down.
How crazy is that? Like this dude's like, you're cool, but nah, I'm not gonna hire you.
Pretty wild that he was like, in the same circles as those guys. I forget what the name of the club was. There was some club all part of.
Yeah. Hold on, I'll say the club. It was
just an interesting thing that he's with those guys.
So it says while he was at so anyways, the channel F this system failed, but a year later in 76 Atari comes out, Atari 2600, and is basically, or no, it releases in 77. So that comes out and is basically like the first commercial success for video games, like home console stuff, besides arcades in the US. And he ends up making games and shit, but the club we're talking about is, so Jerry, while I was at Fairchild, Jerry and this dude Ron Jones were the sole black members of the Homebrew Computer Club, which is a group of computer hobbyists that include Apple co-founders Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. But yeah, like you said, he interviewed Wozniak.
Steve Wozniak,
and he said no.
No thanks.
It would be it would be fascinating to hear what Wozniak has to say about him, or like if they were homies,
Yeah,
that's crazy. But like, I guess I don't know. The whole point of this episode is, I feel like a lot of people that play video games don't know about this guy and should, just in general. It was going to probably be a topic at some point anyways, but it popped in my head. I don't know. Anyways, regardless, Jerry Lawson, pioneer, is in the World Video Game Hall of Fame at Strong National Museum of Play in Rochester, New York. If you ever go check out,
first ballot guy,
right? Yeah, like this dude's the reason all of us have jobs, basically.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, April 9th, 2011, which is, ended up passing away from complications with diabetes, which is kind of crazy to think about. But, in the wake of all that, he has some kids, and he has a wife and a brother, and he has a school named after him in LA, the LA Unified School District, named our elementary school number 11 Gerald A. Lawson Academy of the Arts, Mathematics and Science. He has a short documentary made about him, and he's also, anybody can probably check this out, in the first episode of High Score, as a Netflix show. He's featured in that, which is like, it's crazy. I'd heard of him before that, but like, I think that's the first time I'd ever seen any video footage. So, but
yeah, I think I've heard his name before and other things. I've never seen a photo of him until we were kind of looking at some information.
Yeah. I just think, it's just dope, man. Like, people don't talk about this dude, and like, literally, I don't know, like we talked about in our last episode, like our first gaming memories and stuff. Like, they're like, the reason that Nintendo had those gray, cartridges and stuff is that, like, if they wouldn't be around, if these Atari cartridges didn't exist and the Fairchild cartridges didn't
Yeah, I mean,
exist.
it's a big part too of like my association with it growing up and everything is like the smell of them and just the feel of both the NES console and the cartridges. But the whole blowing in there to blow the dust out, even though I'm
Yeah.
sure it does absolutely nothing. Or like shifting it around side to side in there, which I think actually that might have done something because it might have lined
line the boards up. Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, it's a huge part of like the experience from the 90s and early 2000s. And,
Yeah. And I mean, way before that, late 80s,
yeah. Well, yeah,
fucking
I guess
70s too.
everything.
Yeah. Anywhere like from the late 70s all the way, I mean, to now, technically. I mean, the Switch is kind of different. Like, I feel like they're basically SD cards.
Yeah, it is. It is. I don't think I have any physical Switch games. Like,
I have
coming from a guy who's just talking about how much he loved cartridges as a child. Used to buy a physical video game now.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty much, I'm all physical. I mean, I'm all digital except for I have two physical games. One I just found randomly. It was it's a FIFA game, and I was like, it was super cheap for some reason.
Some soccer.
Dude, I fucking love FIFA. Like, but it's like it's super fun.
It's like too good though. Anytime I've ever did, I've always played it with somebody who's like much, much, much better than I am, and it's like, okay, I've seen enough soccer games to know these things usually end like 3-1, and you're up by 6 now. So like, I don't think this is a good.
Yeah. The Switch one, they've just been like porting the same shit with different rosters for a few years now for that one. But the early one, I feel like I have like the first FIFA one that came out for Switch. I don't know, like 2017, 2018 or whatever. Maybe 29. I don't know. But yeah, I picked it up at some like used game store for super cheap. But the other one I have is like somebody let me borrow a game, and then they told me they didn't want it back. I was like, I don't know.
That was another cool thing about cartridges growing up. It was like, yo, let me borrow this game. It was easy. You just school and handed it over, and that was that.
Yeah. Now it's just like, fuck. I have to log in your profile, donate your password and download this shit, make it my Prime console. Oh,
right.
It's just a mess. But I kind of wouldn't change it though, honestly. Like, but shit, I could, bro. Speaking of like, while we're talking about cartridges, I could bring this 64.
You should bring that 64.
I have 4 controllers, and I have a EverDrive 64, so it literally has every single 64 game ever on it.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds. You're not going to hear complaints out of me.
Play some GoldenEye at 2 a.m. Faded as fuck. Anyways, speaking of GoldenEye, there's heavy rumors that they're gonna re-release GoldenEye.
I know everybody loves GoldenEye so very much.
Yeah.
There's another James Bond game on 64 that I played like way more of. I guess
the world's not enough.
Yeah, I guess that had to
blue cartridge.
Yes.
I just bought it. I just got it for Christmas.
That was post GoldenEye, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was better. Like, I remember playing that and my buddies being like, let's play GoldenEye, and us playing and me being like, why are we playing this when we play that?
Yeah. I got it. I saw it and I was like, why have I don't think I ever played it like before this year, I guess. But I was like, I saw it and I was like, man, how did I not see this like back in the day?
It was fun.
Yeah, it's super dope. And like the missions seem cool. I haven't really gotten deep into it. I'm trying to run out this Xbox Game Pass subscription I got until like next month. So I gotta finish up. Oh, we'll get to that. We'll get to what I'm playing in a minute. But
you're very secretive, tight-lipped about.
Very secretive. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I have an itinerary for this shit. So, anyways, ended up Jerry Lawson ended up moving to California, as you could have guessed, and ended up passing away there. But I think huge props to Jerry for doing what he did. This is fucking dope, and more people need to know about him. So go check him out. Go look at his Wikipedia page. Go watch that Netflix thing. That Netflix thing is cool anyway. Like the high score show, it's pretty cool anyways if you're into video games at all. So go check that out. But next thing I wanted to do was, give our top 3 cartridge-based media for each system we ever had.
Well, so
like you start with your NES.
When I was thinking about this, I was thinking for NES, I don't really know. I mean, I guess for like Nintendo 64 and stuff, it'd probably like Mario 64, or Mario Tennis or something. You know what I mean? Like those were games that I played a boatload of. But I was thinking about this earlier for Nintendo, like original NES, and I think my some honorable mention ones would be like original Mario.
Oh yeah.
Mario 2, great. But like my top ones would be like original Zelda, but I didn't beat it until much later.
We beat it at the same time. Remember, we did that.
Yeah, right. We beat it like on Switch. Like, play and stuff. And then I went on to play Zelda 2, and it is as bad as I remember it being. Out. It is awful game. So the original Zelda is great. Personal favorite, I think we got like a grab mixed box of cartridges and stuff from like some cousins and everything, and it had in there Contra, and Contra was like a huge one for me. Like that one I did beat as a kid. I think that's probably like the only game that I could probably like routinely beat. I could just kind of like autopilot through the first half of the game, and then I'd be able to beat it like maybe, like 1 or 2 out of every 3 times probably.
Yeah.
And my like all-time favorite was Mike Tyson Punch-Out.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I loved Mike Tyson as a child. He was like my personal hero. But I never, even to this day, like with like fairly playing, I don't think I've ever beaten Tyson in that game.
Dude, have you played it on Switch on the back?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Although it's not Tyson on the Switch.
It's Mr. Dream. Yeah.
Mr. Dream. That was all post the trouble and whatnot. But
yeah, post he's going crazy.
But Tyson Punch-Out was, that was the pinnacle for me. I loved it.
Okay. All right. So I'll throw in some honorable mentions too. I started off. I'll just roll into I had a Genesis too, so I'll roll into that. My top 3, I've already said my number 1 is Mario 2. I fucking love that game for some reason. I don't know why. It's just weird.
It's a fun game. It's different. It's cool.
Yeah, and I just thought it was, you have the first one, which is like, classic or whatever, and most people have probably beat that, like in general, if they like Mario games. But then Mario 3 was always a big one for me, but I could never get too far. I don't know. I feel like I got like World 4 or 5, like legit on the NES.
I've been to the final, the final stage, where I don't think I've ever beaten it though.
So I did a thing, like we were talking about with the Zelda thing on Switch, where you have save states and shit. I did a thing and beat all 3 of the original ones, but every single level. I didn't like do any warp shit or any of that.
Rockets and stuff, which is actually kind of tough in Mario 2, because you'll be like, I'm gonna climb inside of this vase or whatever, and then you're just like, I'm in a rocket ship, I'm skipping levels.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Okay. I didn't even know that you could skip levels in Mario 2 until like probably 2 or 3 years ago. Like it's crazy. But Mario 3, I feel like I never got too far. Like that game is hard as fuck at the end. It's so hard. Like that those last world
stuff where you're like dodging all those cannonballs. I mean, it's tough.
Dude, that last world is top tier hard Mario levels, like for real. If you actually go through all of them, there's like a way to skip a good chunk. But If you actually go through them, it's really hard. But I ended up doing that this year, or last year, 2 years ago. I don't know. Time, Uh, uh, but yeah, I don't know. My top ones, Mario 2, always loved it. Just the aesthetic and the music and stuff is dope. Zelda, Zelda might be my first, like my legit first gaming memory, I think, is Zelda. Like I'm as a child, I definitely beat at least 2 to 3 dungeons without knowing what the fuck the game was. Like
Right.
I didn't have anybody to talk to about it, It was just like you wander around and like sure, there's a map and shit. Like they used to give you like pamphlets and stuff. There was a map inside that box, but like bro, I was a child. Like child. Like I don't know where that was.
All the stuff's hidden on there anyways.
Yeah, like what the hell? So but Zelda on there, so happy I finally ended up beating that thing. Like that was like an achievement for me in life. I feel,
I mean, those games they are hard. They are hard.
So hard. I don't know how anybody beat it back in the day.
Dude,
I really
that Ninja
don't.
Turtles game for NES.
God,
Like there's like an underwater level where you're diffusing bombs.
dude.
I must have failed at that 200 times. I mean, like hundreds of times.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just like back then you're just like, oh, fuck it, whatever, I guess I'll just keep
Do this
trying.
again tomorrow. I'll try again tomorrow.
Yeah. Which I have a story about that when I get to Genesis. My third, though, honorable mention go to karate. That was that game. I remember putting that thing in and being, yeah, it's fun, but I remember putting it in and being like, I'm terrible at this, but like this is like the sound and the noise effects and stuff was always cool. And I'm gonna throw my last. I've been trying to find this. I thought I found a. I have a soft modded Wii with like all of the early shit on it, and I thought I had this on there, but I don't, so I'm gonna have to look for it. But the original Batman game for the NES is so awesome, and it has the dopest music. So
my cousin had that. I never really played it too much.
Yeah, it's so cool. It's like all like purple and blue tones. It's like it's so sick.
Skate or Die, super fun.
See, I don't think I ever played Skate or Die.
They had like a joust mode in a half. That was fun.
Speaking of, if he isn't checks this episode out, shout out to your boy Jake at 6 Ave. He's moving to Michigan, but I got this last night. It's real pretty, but real pretty.
It is.
Brand new boy. So yeah, shout out Nathaniel for that one. Anyway, which actually you could probably catch me on a episode of Anyone Can Die podcast in like a week or two. We're recording on Wednesday. This drops. What day is it? This drops on Friday the 18th. So yeah, I don't know when they're gonna drop their episode, but I'm recording with them on Wednesday. Anyway, so Genesis. I don't know what happened. We moved to Ohio when I was 4, and we stayed there for a year. But I think in that year, my NES broke. So when we moved to Memphis, like a year or year and a half later, 2 years, my parents were like, all right, we'll get this kid Sega Genesis. And I was like, fuck yes, Genesis, So I get a Sega Genesis, and I ended up having like 2 or 3 over the years after that. I don't know why I never got a Super Nintendo. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. But I'm gonna go with Genesis for cartridge stuff. My number one for that time had to be Sonic 2, because it's the first game I actually ever beat by myself, ever. And I thought, like, no one was around. Like, there was nobody in the room
to witness this great achievement.
Yeah. And I'm like, dude, I just achieved something in life. Like, what is going on? And like, I beat like the fucking metal Sonic, and you're like in an airship and some shit. And I was like, oh my God, freaking myself out. But and I don't think I ever beat it again. I only beat it the one time. And I didn't get like supersonic or any of that kind of stuff. Like I didn't get all the gems or whatever the hell you're supposed to do. But yeah, that's my number one. Later on, I would play stuff like oh, what the fuck is that game? Gunstar Heroes is fucking amazing. I ended up beating that in like when I was like a teenager. We ended up getting a I don't know. I think we had a Genesis and we like just pulled it out one day, and we got this game. I don't know where this fucking game came from. I think someone gave me Gunstar Heroes, and I was like, well, I don't know if I can play this, but I had a Genesis still somewhere, pulled it out, and me and my buddy beat it co-op, and I was like, this is the dopest shit. And actually, you can play it on if you have the Nintendo Switch expansion pack subscription, I think it's on there for the Sega Genesis stuff. We can play it when we see each other in a couple weeks. It's sick as fuck. It's really fun. And then number 3 is Jurassic Park for the Genesis. That game was dope.
I never played that one. I had a Jurassic Park game for Game Boy that was fun. One that I'm sure I never beat, but
this is the second game I ever beat was Jurassic Park, and it's hard as fuck. Like it's so hard. I've never seen it again. I probably wouldn't recognize it if I saw it again, to be honest.
Yeah,
but yeah, Jurassic Park. I remember I tried to beat this thing for so fucking long. And you got to think about it at the time. Video game consoles were on like a rise. So like when we went over to like my parents had friends and stuff in Ohio, and like when we go over there, like one of my dad's guy friends had a Genesis and he had this game. And I was like, bro, have you played? Like I tried to get tips from this dude, like random ass dude. And he's like, fuck, bro, just go play it. It's like it's in the other room. And that's the only thing I remember about Ohio, basically, is playing Jurassic
Park.
Yeah. Or Memphis, early Memphis.
Did you ever play, I think it's the first one, but Shinobi?
It's so fucking hard.
So the funny thing is like my buddy from growing up, he had a Genesis as a kid, used to play that, would say like, dude, I never could get past this first level. Like, I've never beat the first level of this game.
Oh my God.
We were in college and I said like, let's
beat the first level.
let's just see what's on the other side of this first level. So, I think like vaguely, you get all the stuff. You got a sword, you've got some little spears that you throw around or whatever, but then like you have like a scroll or something, and then you can like go super powered for like 15 seconds or whatever,
Yeah.
And so like towards the end of this level, I just waited until I got to the final boss, mashed down on the superpower, and just went to town on this guy and beat him like first try. But also I was like, probably 22 years old or something. I wasn't a kid.
Oh yeah. You're prime.
So like, oh, well, now we're in uncharted territory, right? You've never seen what's past the first level. So like, let's play. We ended up just sitting there and beating it that day. And like, it was like sort of tough. It wasn't like the world's most difficult game, but it has the most wild copyright infringement stuff in there. Like I definitely fought Godzilla, Spider-Man, Batman.
Oh shit.
Some sort of Dracula creature, I'm not sure, but it's just like every boss after that. The first guy is like nondescript samurai enemy.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, cool. And then it's like after that, you're fighting like Spider-Man and the Hulk and stuff. I was like, I cannot believe they got away with putting.
That's crazy.
You should check it out.
I will. I mean, it's on something. I'm thinking of Ninja Gaiden, by the way. I don't think I've ever played Shinobi too far. Yeah. I have
I played one of those recently, and that also is pretty tough.
I have the fucking Sega collection thing on Switch. So it has like 30 games or something. It's Shinobi 1 and 2, maybe if there's a third one. I think it's on there.
I wonder if they can even. I'm surprised if it's even the same game. Like you might need to scrounge up like a cartridge version of this thing to really get the full of how badly they stole everybody else's properties.
I'll check it out for sure if I can find it.
It's wild.
I have actually. This is full fucking circle, bro. I don't know how this happened, but I told my brother at Christmas or a year or two ago or something. I was like, "Look, I know you don't play any of your video game shit. That's at mom and dad's house. Like, just pack it up. That's all I want from Christmas from you is just pack that shit up and send it to me." And he did. And what I didn't know was in there was a couple of things. One was pretty rad that I didn't even notice. I didn't even know I had. But apparently back in the day, I bought like the super special edition of Tony Hawk's Underground. And it came with a controller. And it has like, I have a PlayStation 2, PlayStation, like Tony Hawk's Underground controller, which is kind of random.
I think that was kind of like the heyday of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. That, but also as a fucking Sega Genesis, there's one in my attic right now that I don't have the cables to. Like I've been thinking about buying it. I've seen them at the used game store, and I'm like, I should buy this shit. Like
cables can't be that tough.
They're like $10. I'm just like, should I buy it? I don't know. Am I gonna actually hook this thing up? I don't know. But anyways, what's next for you? You had a Super Nintendo, right?
No Super. I was 64 after.
Okay, let's go 64 then. What's the top three?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was I played a ton. It was that time where it was like I couldn't. As a kid, I didn't have a job or anything, right? So
yeah,
video games came and that was what you played. And even still, it was like you didn't necessarily know if new games were coming out, or it was still the information was still kind of hard to come by.
Yeah.
So played tons and tons and tons of Mario Kart, tons of Mario Tennis, Mario Kart, all those. The Donkey Kong like open world game on there, that was awesome. That was fun. And then my like favorite game maybe of all time, which was Ocarina of Time. I mean, it's just so good.
It's a gem.
Yeah,
it's a gem.
But like tons of other ones, like a little uncovered gem on that, especially this is topical right now. Anyway, the 1998 Nagano Winter Olympics game is just so
I think I have that one. I think I have the card.
Skiing, sick. It's the best. Speed skating on there, very good. So,
there you go.
Yeah.
Shit. Dude, I'm so excited for this trip now. I'm definitely bringing this thing. I'm gonna bring the 64.
Yeah, we should get them. Downhill skiing in Nagano is off the charts.
Oh, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be so great.
Although I think I remember, so my dad and I used to play this, and like we were ultra competitive on this thing, right? And we thought we were good at it because we played it thousands of times. I think at some point I saw like an online video. I think we just were doing it wrong or something. Like I saw like an online video, maybe on YouTube or something. And it was like somebody was playing that game, but like beat my best time by like 7 seconds or something, like something
that's not chill.
And I remember thinking to myself, like, was I just doing it wrong? Like,
oh my God. Yeah.
I don't know.
So, all right. So you got Ocarina, and
then
your top three, I guess, would be what? Ocarina and what?
That's got to be number one. I'd have to go, I guess, Mario Kart number two. And then my sister and I played millions of rounds of Mario Tennis on there. Just endless.
Okay. Some of these, I told you I had the EverDrive, which has everything, but I have some of them. Like I have tennis. I think it's either tennis or golf. I have one of them. I don't have but the other stuff, I have like card stuff. I have like probably 50. I've been collecting them for a minute now. Yeah, I have a good number. But anyway, and I just mainlined Ocarina like last year all the way.
Well, it takes some time. It's not quick.
No, but it's like it's great. It's great.
You play Majora's Mask?
I have it. I've played through. There's like if you cut it, I think it's like in 4 parts, right? I've played probably 30% of it.
Yeah, it's good.
It's just different. I don't know.
It's different.
It comes out on Switch Online this month, so check that out.
Oh, does it really?
Yeah, on the expansion thing. Did you get the expansion thing?
Yeah, but I haven't really gone on there too much.
Yeah, we're about to get into that in a second about what I've been sinking my time into. My top three. This all right. So it's gonna be a little bit different from yours. So the first guide I ever remember, like, all right, dude. So early internet people listening, shit was different. So like you could go online and print out an entire guide for like, and this shit would be like text. It wouldn't be like pictures and stuff. I remember me and a couple other friends. I don't know how we got this. Somebody printed off the full guide from like back then. It was called IGN 64 or yeah, something like that, or N64.com or some shit. The whole guide of Ocarina of Time.
How many ink cartridges?
Bro, I don't know. I think they did it at like school.
And blue and
I think they did it at school for real. Like this shit was, it was a book, bro. Like a book. Anyways, that was the first game I remember doing that with. And it was like, that's top three, easy. And these are no order because 64 might be my favorite console. Fuck. Man, I'm tempted to just show you some of them, like some of my tops. You know what I'm saying? Actually, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna show you some tops. All right. Here's some honorable mentions, but my top three. So Body Harvest. So it'd be the same developers that you know now that make GTA. They made Body Harvest back in the N64 days. I have it over here. I just didn't find it on the top shelf. So here's some honorable mentions. My first 64 game, Diddy Kong Racing.
Very good. Very
fire. 100% of this during quarantine.
And hovercrafts.
And hovercrafts and planes.
And airplanes. And I mean, you get it all.
You get it all. These are all games that I have 100%ed over quarantine, by the way. including this one, 101%ed. Donkey Kong 64.
Fantastic.
Love it. Can't wait. I did this series on Xbox on Rare Replay, but Banjo-Tooie. So
never played it.
Dude, the Banjo games are great. You should play it on 64 backwards thing on Switch right now. But anyway, those are some honorable mentions. Body Harvest definitely was up there. Dude, my original Body Harvest, check this out. So I don't know why, but I was dating this chick in high school and I got really into playing Body Harvest, even though this is like the time of like the PS2, PS3 era. Yeah. And I was like, dude, this game is just different. Like there's nothing like it. And it's weird as fuck.
I don't even know this game. What is it?
Look up a video of this for real. It's so interesting. But it's basically a game where you're like some space marine, a la Halo, basically. And you get transported into different time periods in like Earth's history. And you have to like fight off these alien invasions. But the interesting thing about it, and like something you never saw back in those days, is you could go into buildings. There's multiple vehicles you can get in. The vehicles can shoot. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty different.
I mean, there's like keys to like certain doors and gates and shit. Like there's like a full on progression system, like to get to different areas of the map. It's crazy. And if you stop playing it, you literally lose what the fuck you're supposed to be doing. Like there's no way back.
Yeah.
Just start over. But that, and then it's not my favorite, but I'm gonna throw it in the top three because it's the first time I felt competitive with a game was when Super Smash came out. When Smash 64 came out, I felt it was the most competitive I've ever felt. Like I don't know. You got to think back. This is before internet, right? In video games, and like if you were gonna play people, you played them sitting right next to them. So it was like you're talking shit like the whole time and in real time. It's not like they can see you, bro. Like it's not
No
over the
mute
mic.
button.
Yeah.
No report. No
No.
report display.
So I'm gonna throw that in there just for shits. I don't know, but honorable mentions are definitely Mario Kart, Diddy Kong Racing, GoldenEye. So many hours in GoldenEye, unlocking all of the cheats you could do. Like I remember the first time somebody told me that there were cheats you could unlock, and I was like, "What? Like, are you serious?" And there's like two extra levels that are not in the main game. Like you could just unlock them for multiplayer. And I was like, dude, this is crazy. But yeah, that's that. Those are my tops. We're not going to count Switch. I feel like Switch is the last one that's using cartridges, but it's SD cards. Like, let's be real.
Yeah, it's different.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So shout out Jerry Lawson pioneering that shit. That's awesome. Now to what we're playing, my dude. Do you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
Yeah, no, let me go first because I don't got much. I'm still just toiling away at Animal Crossing,
Oh God.
Just building rivers and and I playing pretty heavily into the Bell stock market or the turnip stock market. Just really getting on it. But this actually has like an incredibly, even still, like a very robust community of very like people playing it that are like I downloaded an app on my phone, and when my turnip prices are bad on my island, like people, and like I never do this, people will just be like, hey, I have good turnips, why don't you come to my island, throw a couple bells my way. And they're like nice because people can go and they can mess up other people's islands and stuff, so you can kind of make it so that they won't, but like I think most of the people are not there to kind of mess with other people's stuff. It's a very pleasant, unusual to me, unusually nice community that this game has in it. But it's fun.
Nice. It's what quarantine needed. Have you tried the DLC thing yet? From like the free download thing from the Switch Online?
I don't know. I don't know because like I got the game so long after release that I probably just got that in there with like I probably have been using it, but don't realize it's
no, it's like a whole different thing. Like
is it?
Yeah, it's I forget what it's called. It's like it just came out like 2 or 3 months ago. It's like
is that like Happy Home stuff?
I don't know. You like go to other like a different island, and it's part of the Switch expansion thing. If you go on Nintendo's website and you go to like the online perks or whatever, like that tab, it'll show you. It's like some kind of expansion pass thing. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly don't think I've played. Oh, you know what? I actually dusted off recently, and it is still very, very fun. Is Pac-Man 99 and the 99 games. I guess the only ones still around are Tetris and Pac-Man, but Pac-Man it's good.
That's what's up. All right. You want me to get into it?
Lay it on me, yeah.
All right. So I dove back into Assassin's Creed Odyssey today. Again.
What do you mean dove back in? Like you just were messing around?
Yeah, well, I was doing some shit. I'm like in the second part of the DLC of it, and it's just over the years. I looked at my game clock today. I have one save file, and I'm like 130 hours into that thing. And
I actually would have thought it was more, but
well, I think Zelda has more, which is crazy.
Man, we played Breath of the Wild. Like lots.
Yeah, it's like too much. But yeah, so besides that, it's basically been pretty much nonstop Pokemon or Legends.
Oh yeah,
Pokemon
I would
Legends
have guessed this.
Arceus. Okay. This game has taken over my free time, dude. It is it's the best Pokemon game. I don't give a fuck. Like go
You
at me in
got
the
any
comments. I don't care. Like
you
it's
got
the
any fun
best.
ones like do you have like keychain or
Well,
they got pretty lazy with Pokemon after a
dude,
couple hundred bag of trash.
so all right, full spoilers, like leave the video or podcast now if you're gonna not do it. But I'm just gonna hit you with one spoiler. To you get like main quest and then side quest, right? I've beaten the main game. Like I beat the main game this past week. But afterwards, there's a whole list of main after credits stuff. Like main game stuff, but it's after the credits. So it's like bonus, basically. But there's in like so many fucking side quests you can do. Like the most side quests, like on the level of Breath of the Wild level of side quests, like that many. Which
are they fun?
They're pretty fun actually. For the most part.
Like, because do they have like Breath of the Wild had a little bit of. I'm sure people would still complain about it, but I think it had some variety in what it. But like,
yeah, no, they're way different. They're always different shit. Like, it's most like a lot of them are like find this thing and then like or like complete this Pokedex entry and like come back, and like most of the game is, you're supposed like the main quest of the game is you have to complete the Pokedex, and it's the first Pokedex ever, or in like lore or whatever it says. But it's like you have to do. You don't just like catch one and then you complete that thing's page, right? You have to like do like various shit to complete it. Like for instance, you can like throw different foods and stuff at it in the wild and like see if it'll eat it. Like sometimes it won't. And you're like, oh, it doesn't like that food. Like try a different one. Or you can like sneak in the bushes and throw like a Pokeball at it and catch it. And like that counts for catching it, but if you battled it, it counts in like a whole different way. Like there's merit points to like the page. So depending on what you do to like catch them, you like get different merit points to complete the page. And so I'm literally on the last main quest thing there is to do after the credits, after all the bullshit. And this motherfucker goes, I got it today, like or maybe yesterday. But it's like, all right, to complete this quest, you have to complete the Pokedex, and then you can catch the last Pokemon in the game. Okay. Afterwards. Bro.
Can you do it all with just one game? Or is it split? Like
oh, yeah, no. Like in the other ones. No, you can, everything is available to catch in one way or another. Some of them are only available in like side quests. But even if you catch one, like say you catch one of these legendary ones and you're never going to see that one again. Right. You have to like do various shit to complete the Pokedex for it.
So like, are you screwed? Like, can you not do it or?
You can do it. You just have to like, you're constantly changing up your team of 6, you know?
But I mean, like, are you able to like catch things and be like, oh man, well now I can't complete this entry? Or like, are you always able to complete the entries and stuff?
Oh yeah, you're always able. And like you can do like a focus thing with like the left trigger and it'll tell you like how many, like what point, like when you get to like a 10 point range, you've completed it. Or 10 like points on their curriculum of things to do. When you get to that, you've completed it. So like it'll tell you like, oh, you're only at 5 on this one, or you're at 8 on this one. And so you're just like, fuck it, I'll just catch like a few of these things and probably to be done. But yeah, dude, I'm on that end game of that shit right now. And just like,
how close are you then? How close are you to filling it up?
To actually collecting, there's like 240 something of them. I've caught like probably 190 something of them. It's not bad, but like it's not great. It's like
It's not great. Yeah.
I mean, I've got most of them, but like a good chunk of them are like legendary ones that you have to do like side quests at the end of the game to catch. Like 20 of them are. So as far as like regular ones I could have caught throughout the game, I did get most of them. So I feel pretty good about that. But I told Meg about it, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm done. I've completed that game." I'm like, "Fuck." But
no, you didn't read the tagline. You have to catch them all.
Catching them all, and no, dude, it's great. It's so much fun, just like going around, like literally you go around, and you're like duck down in some bushes or something, and just like being something right in the fucking face with a ball, and it's like it's so satisfying for some reason.
That is kind of fun.
Yeah. I'm just like, all right, like I love this. I'll throw like ridiculous, like historic, like Pokeballs at something's face, hoping it opens. But I don't know, it's great.
Yeah, it sounds good.
It's a lot of fun too. It's just it's like it's weirdly fun. Like you're saying, like Animal Crossing is fun, but it's like relaxing. It's the same way. You're just like creeping around and then fucking, I think I'll catch a few of these. Fuck it. Why not? And like, you don't have to like, you can like make Pokeballs on the fly with like shit you find. So you don't even really have to buy them. You can like literally just like cruise around. It's the greatest.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. Besides that, I don't know. This new Kirby game looks cool.
Yeah, it does look fun.
I might have to check that out. But anyways, should probably dip out. It's getting about that time. But you got anything else to add on this one before we go?
No, I don't have any wares to peddle or anything like that.
You're not trying to hustle any bells to anybody or some turnips or whatever the fuck.
Off limits and nobody's allowed. That thing is closed off.
This shit is quarantine. What'd you name your island anyway?
So it's loosely, the character in the game is loosely LG, and so we named it New Jersey, as she is a proud New Jersey name. We have the new New Jersey.
Oh, it's the greatest shit. My cheeks hurt. That's the greatest shit I've ever heard in my life. I'm immediately gonna go tell Meg that that's the name of the island.
New Jersey.
Well, you're bringing your Switch too, right? In a couple of weeks.
Sure. Yeah, I'll bring it.
That's what I'm doing. I'll bring the dock and shit. We don't have to do the whole bit, but oh man. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Anyways, if you like this, hit subscribe. Thanks for hanging around. This has been Game Night. Shout out Jerry Lawson's for everything.
Thanks, Jerry.
It's been your boys, Connor and Pat. We out. Bye.